Okay, so now back to all how we can, or how people fake photographs and use stock photographs and change old photographs. Well, it's so easy. That's how we come up with the things like the, fake news.
It's insane.
And the deep fake photographs. I mean, what was that one with the Queen?
Oh gosh, yeah.
On to big sort of like annual talk. Christmas talk or something, wasn't it just this last Christmas? And they did this deep fake on Channel 4 or ITV of the Queen. I'm thinking, well, how rude. And then now you've got Russia with a deep fake of Ukrainian President Zelensky, apparently turning around to his troops and saying, that's it, white flag, give in, just hand everything over to the Russians.
Right.
The real Zelensky, no, don't do that. That's not me. So yeah, it's very easy to fake the news. It's very easy to be fooled by the fake news. As I said, it's not just you, me, and the rest of the populace are getting fooled. Even the big news outlets are, and that's and that's where your conspiracy theories start. What have we got here at the back? JFK, apparently CIA murdered him.
NASA. And it's interesting seeing all that behind you, because it's kind of sad, because with the way that technology is ever evolving, we've almost become passive. We almost look at this information that's displayed right in front of our screen, right in front of our eyes, and we're like, yes, I will accept that. That must be true because this source is posting it. And I don't have my own information or my own facts to back it up. So that must be the truth. Given we all don't think like that, but a fair majority of people are sheep. I do feel, I hate to say it, but I do feel that like when one person goes off in a crowd, the others follow. We see it with protests. We see it with a certain opinion. We see it with a certain joke. It's almost like that crowd push thing, or like, what is the most popular opinion? Oh, maybe I should think like that because that's what's most popular right now, or that's what's streaming, or what's the thing to watch on social media.
Well, psychologically speaking, they call this catastrophizing, Ta-da! Catastrophizing. Dum dum dum, like apocalypse day. And the
new
end
word
is
for the day.
Nigh. The end is nigh. Now, this is a really old picture. I think probably from maybe the 40s or the 50s. I don't know whether this is pre-World War II or post-World War II. Mostly because I don't specifically remember where I picked up this photo from. Now, I could use this anywhere. I could color it up and make it look all wonderful and say, oh, this was done today. But no, it wasn't.
You could though, quite literally.
I could if I had the technical know-how and the applications or software applications to do it. I could fiddle and fiddle and fiddle, I'm sure. But geez, I can't. Personally, myself, this is freaking hard work to fake this stuff. It's not. It doesn't take 2 minutes. It is hard work, and it is. Then you have to attach the lies to it. And basically you've got here the religion saying, I mean, you've got these
apocalyptic.
That's the one. Thank you. It's more like epileptic.
The apocalypse.
Well,
the apocalypse coming.
That's the whole thing.
Up next.
It's this whole end of days, and with the religion, and this is especially so amongst certain members of the Christian religion. Not everyone's up there, where you've got the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse coming.
Yes.
Death, pestilence, war, and plague. I think those are the pestilence being something like locusts, for example. And we've had a few of those just recently. And these are supposed to be. Have you ever been to church? Is that my next question? Did your folks ever take you to church as a youngster?
I've never been like opposed to it or against it. A lot of people think, oh my God, church, but you're native. And I'm just one of those people where I'm very accepting of all religions and cultures.
My point is, what do you know about the Christian religion, though?
Oh gosh, I learned a lot about it, like an awful lot in school, but did my brain really compress the information, store it? No, not really.
Oh, the
Because
one
I
thing
found RE really boring, as you do when you're a child. Whereas now I probably find that very fascinating.
well, you're talking to a girl who read Damien Omen 2 and finished the book at midnight one night at age 12 or 13. Got really thought to myself, oh, does that really say that in the Bible? So she trundles down the stairs, picks up the big old family Bible. She goes checking. And I read Revelations. I read the entire book of Revelations between midnight and 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got
That's
thinking,
pretty impressive.
well, it's enough to scare the bejesus out of you, swear. They're telling you all these awful, awful things about what's going to happen. And there's these prophecies. And then you sort of like listen to people now in the news today or saying that certain biblical type events have happened during the Ukraine war.
Right.
You've got other sort of like big evangelical people down in Kitty the cat in the USA saying that Putin striking Ukraine now is, this is God's thing. And I'm thinking, I don't know how much God has to do with this. But that is the same kind of thing. You're getting the religious people rising up. I mean, specifically the Christians. I mean, I can't speak to the Islamic and the Jewish religions. However, apparently the Book of Revelations, they have it too. So
that's interesting to me, though. I remember we studied a bit of Dante's Inferno when I was in school, and we did a production on it because it was for our A-levels in England, and we had to choose a theme. And there's I can't believe which French sculptor did it, but the thinker, the thinker, the statue, the thinker and Dante's Inferno, we got all these themes, and the thinker was then thinking about punishment, right? Greed, gluttony, stuff like that. We did like a really physical piece of like hell and all this stuff.
And the 7 deadly sins.
Right, the 7 deadly sins. And it's fascinating with what's been going on recently, because you're right, it's like fire. We did have like locusts or like some really nasty wasps come around. I'm like, is this a sign from Mother Nature?
Yes,
like,
floods and volcanoes and earthquakes.
Right?
And
exactly.
My goodness gracious
me that apparently in the Bible, this is something that I only learned quite recently, and it's actually quite creepy, but angels, have you seen the way that they actually look? Like how
we like to think that they all look wonderful, but I've watched it. Well, apparently they're not as wonderful as
they've got like thousands of eyes, they've got like 10 million wings,
and the 9 circles of hell. Everyone's got 100 different types of. They look more demonic.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying to my friend who is actually a Christian. He said, but that's why they say do not be afraid, because you're like looking at them like, like, what is that? And they're like, actually, I'm good, even though they don't look good, but that's why they're like, do not be afraid.
And that's why it's just so easy to switch anything and turn around and come up with the Illuminati or
exactly
Catholic. I mean, saying that, I mean, we're talking about religion. I mean, you're First Nations, and we both know what's recently been discovered from the Catholic Church and First Nations. But World War II has Nazis killing Catholic priests.
It's almost like, thank you. It's almost like what's trending, or like what should we talk about, like what's the next hot topic. And it's a little sad for my people, like as an Indigenous person, I feel like they did just sort of say, we talked about the 2000 or whatever it was, wore our orange shirts for the day, and that's it. We're giving it enough airtime, even though there's so many more bodies that they found that nobody talks about, because what's next? Oh, Ukraine. It's just what happens in media, right?
Exactly. The week in politics is short. And on that short note, I see we're coming up to the 9-minute mark. So I'm going to head us off at the pass here and just put up a little like. Hello, like us, subscribe to us.
Yes, we will be delving into more conversations about God knows what. Stay tuned and subscribe.
Trying to play devil's advocate on both sides of the story. It's not easy taking both sides of the story, but there's a sign up for the moment.